Hi, and welcome back to another car conversation with me. You guys, first of all, before I say anything else, I want to say happy Veterans Day to all of you brave men and women that have served this great country. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you for your service, something that you didn't have to do, yet you chose to do. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, let's jump into today's car conversation, which is actually a two-parter. So that means you have to come back on Monday to get the other 5 principles that I want to share with you. But I don't want to keep you long, so I decided I may have to start breaking up my videos in a series instead of trying to just get it all in at one time. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking about how to keep calm. And I'm going to be sharing 5 Stoic principles with you all. And like I said, I'll share the other 5 with you on Monday. So make sure you come back on Monday to get the other 5. So here are some lessons from Stoic Philosophies that can help you stay calm and maintain your composure in the face of life's challenges. Now, I don't know about you, but I do know that life has a tendency to happen from time to time, okay? It seems like one minute you can be sitting on top of the mountain and the next minute you're at the bottom of the valley. So life will throw you some curveballs, but what I've come to understand is that it's not always so much about what happens, it's how you handle what happens. Stick around and find out. Number 1, embrace what you can control. So our lives are subject to a fundamental division between elements we can control and those that are beyond our control. It's important to keep this in mind as we deal with the challenges that life will send our way. Essentially, we need to invest our attention and energy into those things that we can control, such as our thoughts, actions, intentions, and responses. By only focusing on the things that we can control, we can navigate life with a sense of purpose and mastery. Do you know that there are a ton of people who spend way too much time focusing on things that they have no control over? And all they do is drive themselves crazy. And my thinking is, why? You can't control it. I can't control the weather. Today it was a beautiful day outside. Right now it says it's 60 degrees, but it was a beautiful day today. The sun was out, so it made it feel a little warmer, I believe, than it actually was even earlier. But I can't control the weather. Yesterday was cooler. Tomorrow it may be cooler again. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, I can't control the weather. So I get up in the morning, I listen to the weather report because I need to know how to dress for the weather. But other than that, I don't let it bother me because that is so far beyond my control that just trying to think about it just gives me a headache. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you. And you've noticed that I've talked about this quite a bit lately. Start to focus only on the things that you can control. It's just like if you have a child that's been acting out, you don't like their behavior, but you can't control it either. Excuse me. Now I know you're thinking, well, I can just pull out my belt or pull out my switch or pop them across the behind or whatever it is that you do to discipline your kids. That's all fine and good, but that's not going to make that child act differently. First of all, that child has to want to change. That's number 1. So what I would do is, yes, I'm not saying don't discipline. I'm not saying that at all. Discipline however you do so, but put it in God's hands. See, that's beyond your control. You can spank your child every day from now until the time they turn 18. And if they want to act the plumb fool, that is what they're going to do. So what I would suggest you do, focus on the things that you can control, and then put the rest in God's hands. Pray about it. Say, Lord, I need you to touch my child. I don't know why they're acting like a zoo animal, but they are. And I need you to fix it, Lord. And I need you to fix it now. It's all right to do that because he understands. So all I'm trying to impress upon you is stop spending so much time on things that you cannot control. You cannot control someone else's behaviors. You cannot control what they say about you. So don't worry about it. Let them say what they want. People talked about Jesus. Do you think he cared? No. So I would say the same thing. Stop letting what people say about you bother you. Let me move on. Number 2, the power of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius often taught about the power of acceptance. Life as he observed it is a symphony of ups and downs. Within this cycle, there exist things that fall well beyond our influence, elements we can't control. To accept, in the Stoic sense, is to embrace the reality of life's unpredictability. It means we must it means that we must release the chains of attachment to specific outcomes and to walk in harmony with the unseen rhythm of the universe. Marcus Aurelius' specific words were, "The natural course of events leads only to turmoil and distress, like a ship struggling against the relentless current." Y'all, that's powerful. The Stoic perspective on acceptance is akin to setting sail on the sea of existence without a fixed destination, yet with an unwavering faith in the voyage itself. Can I put a pin right here real quick? Because what does that remind you of today? It reminds you of how we walk this journey called life with God. We have no idea in most cases where God is going to take us, yet we just say, "All right, Lord, I trust you," and we follow his lead. Do we not? That's powerful right there. So this forces us to let go of the desire to always be in control and instead flow with the ever-changing stream of life. Do you all know that when I was writing this, it made me think about how I was once that person. I always wanted to be in control. Always. And I don't know if it's just the Aries in me or if it's just me, but I always wanted to. I had to be in control. If I was not in control, then that was a problem. But I've learned that I don't always have to be in control. You know, God and I, we talk all the time. God says, "Shell, I got this." Yeah, he calls me Shell, okay? He says, "I got this. You don't have to be in control. You don't need to know every move. I got this." And so because of that, I'm thankful that I can rest assured that my name is being mentioned in rooms that and in meetings that I know nothing about, that somebody is speaking on my behalf, that somebody this week said, "You know what, God, I think we need to put Michelle in this position. I think we need to give Michelle this," or whatever the case may be. So when you let go and you let God lead, and you don't have to be in control of every single step, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, God will open up doors that you can't even begin to imagine. And I don't really have time to unpack that thought, but just keep that in mind. Number 3, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a compass guiding us to the shores of the present moment, offering sanctuary from the ceaseless turbulence of past regrets and future uncertainties. Essentially, mindfulness is the art of inhabiting the now, of immersing oneself in the present moment with profound awareness. It is the antidote to the churning of the mind over past sorrows and future anxieties. Stoic philosophy teaches us to pay close attention to the beauty of the present, recognizing that it is the only time that holds genuine existence. You guys, that is powerful. That is so powerful. And I've talked about this before. We have got to stop living in the past. Now notice I didn't say, hear what I didn't say. I didn't say forget the past. See, because when you forget the past, you tend to go back to whatever that thing was or those things were. But I said, don't live in the past. Live in the now, because right now is all we have. Whatever time it is that you're watching this video, this is the only time that you really have. The next minute is not promised to you. The next hour is not promised to you. The next day, the next month, the next year, the next decade, the next century is not promised to you. All you have is right here and now. And that is powerful. So get your mind off of worrying about the past and worrying about the past and over stressing about the future, because a lot of us, we do. I say we because I find myself falling in that trap sometimes, but then I have to snatch myself back and say, wait a minute, Michelle, hold up, what you doing? What are you doing? You know better than that. Stop stressing over the past because you cannot change it. Stop stressing over the future because you have no control over it. Live in the here and now. Be thankful for what you have. Enjoy where you are. That's powerful. Number 4, cultivate resilience. Epictetus teaches us to confront adversity with unwavering fortitude. Epictetus didn't think adversity was something to be feared, but a chisel that sculpts the masterpiece of our character. The Stoics saw adversity as an opportunity and not a form of suffering. Do you know how powerful that is? When you can see adversity as an opportunity and not a means to make you suffer. Epictetus encourages us not to fail before the storms of life, but to stand steadfast like the oak tree, unshaken by the windstorm. And if you ever seen an oak trees are pretty big, strong trees. We actually have one in my backyard. So in other words, when adversity comes, and it will, most of us have dealt with adversity. And if you say you haven't, it's all right, baby. Just keep right on living, because it's going to come. Not wishing it upon you. It's just a part of life. But adversity will come. The thing is that I don't want you to bow your head when adversity comes in shame or defeat. I want you to stand tall, and I want you to hold your head up, pull your shoulders back, lift your chest up, and I want you to face whatever that thing or those things are head on. Be like that oak tree that's strong and unmovable. We've had some heavy windstorms over the years, and that oak tree is still standing. That's what I want you to be. That's how I want you to live your life. And number 5, choose your response. It is true that we can't always control the things that happen to us and or around us, but we do have control over how we respond to those things. We have been blessed with the gift of choice, you guys. Because we possess inner peace, we will always respond to external problems with peace and calmness. See, I've come to learn that when you possess an inner peace, the way you respond to things is very different. I mean, think about it. It's very different. Have you had a time where something happened and normally the old you would have flew off the handle and you'd have been ready to fight, you'd have been ready to cuss somebody out, but something happened, and that peace, you know, that peace that the Bible speaks of, that peace that passes all understanding. Well, that peace just washed over you, and it had you going, okay, you know what, Lord, I'm going to deal with this. It is what it is. I know you have my back, Lord, so I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to just let things have its way, and I'm going to sit back, Lord, and watch you do what only you can do. And most times people will look at you and go, now that's not the Shell I know. The Shell I know would have been ready to, you know, to throw them hands. But I'm trying to tell you, the older you get and you realize that you have that peace that I talked about that passes all understanding, I don't have to fly off the handle because I have inner peace within me. I serve a big God. I serve a God that sits high and that looks low. I serve a God that always has my back. Serve a God whose word says that he will never leave me nor forsake me. So I don't have to worry about what man has done or what man is going to do, because I know that God is bigger than anything and anybody else in this world. So that's all I have to do is put my faith and my trust in God and know that he's going to handle things. Okay, so this thing didn't work out. All right, not a problem. Lord, what's my next move? What's my next move, Lord? Where should I go from here? And then I sit back and I let God work. Allow God to speak to me, to show me what my next move needs to be. And I'm telling you, that's not something that I just was able to do overnight. I had to work on that over time. But like I said, now I'm at a place where I have an inner peace, and it shows in how I deal with situations. Now, I will say this too, because I always have an inner peace, but sometimes you rub me the wrong way. Like that day I was sitting in my truck, and I wasn't in, this is Studio A as I like to call it, but I was in my other truck, and this one was sitting on the street, and these kids were throwing the football, and I'm sitting here and I'm just watching them. And the one young man threw the ball, and the other young man missed it, and it bounced over. No, he threw it to the young lady, the little girl that lives across the street, and she didn't catch it, and it hit the hood of the car and bounced all. Oh, honey, I jumped up out of my truck. I said, look, y'all take that you-know-what ball down the damn street, because I'm telling you now, if it hits my truck one more time, if it hits it one more time, I'm whooping A's and taking names. You hear what I say? And the little light-skinned boy, I think he lives down the street, or he comes to visit the people that live 2 houses down. He said, ma'am, I'm sorry. He said, I am so sorry. The little girl, she didn't say anything. She wanted to do the stare off. Baby, go on and stare, because I can stare too. I don't have corrected vision for nothing. Stare if you want to, because what I was not going to do was back down, because you're not going to sit out here and tear up my stuff. And the other young man, he thought it was funny. I said, oh, you think it's funny? Because I don't think it's funny at all. I said, you go down the street and tear up your mama's stuff. Don't sit up here tearing up mine. I said, now play with me if you want to, because I'm not the one to be played with. I can promise you that. I am not the one to be played with. Hit my truck one more time, and you're going to see a side of me that most people don't ever get a chance to see. And I promise you, you won't like it. Now, when I reacted that way, that wasn't because I didn't have inner peace. I always have inner peace. But what I'm not going to do is let you sit and tear up my stuff. So understand what I'm saying. I'm not telling you all to allow people to treat you like crap and to walk all over top of you. That is not what I'm telling you to do. Please understand that. I am not telling you to do that, but I'm talking about, when I talk about that inner peace, I'm talking about being able to accept things when something that you worked so hard for, you either didn't get, or you no longer have it, or you know, maybe you stand in need of something, or whatever the case may be, or somebody's trying to block your blessings, or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm talking about. That's when you have to have that inner peace. But when somebody's trying to tear up your stuff, honey, you by all means do what you need to do. Just don't land yourself in jail. That's all I'm gonna say. But otherwise, do what you need to do. Okay. Now, you guys, that's it. That is all. That is my time. I need to get in this house. I get myself together, because I am going to get me some nourishment. And y'all don't judge me, because I don't judge you. I'm thinking about going to Applebee's, because I want some of, you know, the chips with the cheese sauce. Yeah, that's what I have a taste for. And that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about, because I just want something quick. I don't want anything that's going to take too long. So I'm hoping and praying that by the time Frankie gets here and we get to Applebee's, that it won't be too crowded. Either that, or, well, we normally go over to Topolino's. If you haven't been to Topolino's, if you're in the DMV area, it's right down the street from Andrews Air Force Base. Their pizza is so good. Oh my God, it is so good. So it might be a little crowded there. I'm not sure. I don't know, we'll see. But I know I'm starting to get a little hungry. That much I do know. So I'm going to wrap this video up, because like I said, I need to go in, get it uploaded, get myself together so that I'll be ready when he gets here, because you know how y'all men are. Always want to complain when a sister's not ready. Okay, I know. I'm coming. And then they want to keep calling you. Will you hurry up? What are you doing? Look, I'm trying to finish up. I'm coming. So I just want to make sure I'm ready. And so I'm going to wrap this video up. But again, as I open this video, happy Veterans Day to those of you that have served this great country. Thank you for your service. Love you all to the moon and back, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're new to watching my video, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget that this is part 1. Part 2 will be on Monday. So I'll give you the other 5 principles on Monday. So make sure you come back and watch Monday's video. And so you know I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can start Monday with a brand new week. Now, you know what, y'all? I do have to go in and make sure I get my podcast for this week done as well, because I kind of been off on that. So I do need to get back on schedule with my podcast. And I'll have a motivational moment for you all tomorrow that I will do. Okay? Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And if this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Listen, go out there, enjoy the rest of your evening, regardless of where you go, who you're with, what you're doing, doesn't matter. None of that matters. I just want you all to be safe. Be safe, and make sure you're not doing anything that you can't tell anybody about, because guess what? God sees all. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to throw that in there. But no, in all seriousness, go out there and please be safe. I want you all to be safe. Be careful where you're going, who you're hanging out with. Always keep your eyes sharp and peeled, watching everything around you. Watch for suspicious people, all of that good stuff, because I want you to be safe. And you know the drill as well as the spill. I love you all to the moon and back, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can ever do about that. That will never change, because I love you and I want nothing but the best for you. This is why, I'm gonna say this real quick and I'm gonna let you be, because I see my next door neighbor just got out of his truck, and actually I think his is just like this Equinox that I'm sitting in, but I digress. What was I getting ready to say? Oh, people oftentimes will ask me, those of you that are new, people will ask me, Michelle, why do you waste your time on your platforms motivating and encouraging people? And my response was simply this: there are enough videos out here with people walking around with their tails hanging out, their pants dragging, and all kind of raunchy, crusty stuff that you can name of. Some of it is funny. I won't lie about that. Some of it is funny, because I do get my laugh on from time to time. Okay, let me just keep it real. So understand that. I said, but there are so many people out here that need a motivating word. There are so many people that are hurting in ways you can't even begin to imagine. And when I'm able to do a video and I'm able to speak life into you, or give you some tips and things to think about, like today, on how to keep calm. Do you know how many people struggle with that? That's a blessing to someone. And by the way, those of you, I took the time over yesterday to go through a ton of responses to videos. So thank you all so very much. When you take the time to leave a comment on my video, I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. And I just want to say, I love you all. Thank you so very much. I love it when somebody says, this was a right on time word. I needed this. You know, I've been struggling. Thank you so much. I love your channel. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, because you always have a way of motivating us and making us feel so much better. So I thank you all. That's why I do what I do. That's exactly why I do what I do. Yes, I could do a channel and it probably would have way more views and subscribers if I was doing the messy thing, you know, where we're doing the gossiping and all of that. But that's not my thing. So that's not where I'm moving into. I believe God has placed in me to be a blessing to his people, and that's what I choose to do. So for those of you that ask me that question from time to time, and even if you were thinking about asking me, that's why I do what I do. It's not about me. Now, do I bless myself from time to time listening to my own videos? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I do what I do for you all because I believe in you, and I want to make sure that you stay encouraged, you stay motivated, and always know that it ain't over until God says it over, that it's over, and that the best is yet to come. And don't you ever forget that. I love you all, and we'll talk again on Monday.